Hello, I'm Richard Ridge for Broadway World. The new musical Dr. Zhivago, which is based on the Nobel Prize-winning novel and the Academy Award-winning film, has come to Broadway under the direction of two-time Tony Award winner Des McAnuff. And we're here on the opening night red carpet where the stars came out to celebrate. What's brought you here tonight?
His wife and my best friend.
Yeah, Kelly Barrett.
How excited are you? How many times have you seen the show?
This is my fourth. I saw their final tech run, and I've been here each of the Sunday nights previous to this. So I'm a bit of a Zhivago junkie, I admit it. I mean, if I'm being really honest, I'm more of a Kelly Barrett junkie, but I am a Zhivago junkie now.
Kelly Barrett junket. Junket? Junkie.
Yeah, this is the Kelly Barrett junket. And we are Kelly Barrett.
And I'm thrilled to be here and talk her up.
Yeah. So what's it like watching your wife on stage, specifically in this show? Pride doesn't even begin to start where it is. I mean, it's like, I can only imagine what parents feel like watching their children. I mean, I didn't birth Kelly, but I do feel really very, viscerally connected to her. And when she's up there doing her thing, and she's just so wonderful and just so talented. I mean, she's the most inspiring person, most inspiring performer I've ever been around. And so to be also married with her and to think while I'm watching her, I get to go home with her after the show is it's a surreal experience.
I'm so excited to be here tonight. You know, this film is really so important. It's so relevant today. A lot of people talk about the history behind it, but it's relevant today with what's happening in Russia today, especially for LGBT people. It really transcends the times. And, my grandfather sort of made the role famous, but Tam really makes it iconic. I was lucky enough to see him in a preview, and it was just so fabulous I had to come back for opening night.
Tell me what you love the most about watching this on stage.
Oh, I absolutely love the score throughout the entire thing. It's absolutely a beautiful musical score. The first time I heard they were turning it into a musical, I was kind of nervous. I'm like, this is a story about 20 to 50 million people dying. But it's done so poignant and so melancholy, and you really fall in love with the characters because they're protagonists and they're flawed people, and they deserve love and they deserve happiness like we all do, because we're all flawed, we're all human.
Are you in rehearsal right now?
I am. I rushed down from rehearsal. I'm doing a new show up at the Claire Tao, which is the third stage at Lincoln Center, called Preludes. It's written by Dave Malloy, who did The Great Comet. And today was our first day. And I have to say that I showed up after the last 10-minute break in this outfit. My cast members were like, what is happening? It's not a trend that I'm hoping to continue. Tomorrow, sweatpants all day long.
You're like, I'm going to Broadway.
I am going to Broadway, straight to Broadway.
So how excited are you to be here tonight for Dr. Zhivago?
I mean, it's going to be epic. And I know so little. I've been spending some time out of town, so I haven't heard anything. I'm coming totally fresh, which is like a kind of exciting way to see theater in the day and age of everyone, like the internet, everything. So I'm just here to get washed over with music and story, and I brought some tissues.
How excited are you to be here tonight?
Amazing to support my friend Des McAnuff, Kelly Devine, Michael Corey, and so on and so forth. I mean, there's just so many people that are, Anita Waxman are the producers. I love this piece. I've known it for a long time, so I'm glad that it's finally here.
Isn't it great when you work in this business? All your friends, you come to see your friends do what they do best.
I know, I'll always be a huge fan of Dez's. There's nobody that does what Des does on Broadway. I mean, he's quite a master.
What moved you in the beginning to want to be a part of this?
The story, because I love the movie, I love the book. It's one of the most romantic stories of the 20th century, if you can call it the 20th century. It is. It just was so beautiful. So.
And to see this come alive on stage, what it means to you.
The setting, the staging is incredible, and the costumes and the actors, it's just wonderful. I'm so excited to be a part of it. Lucy Simon is an old friend of mine, and so I've been around since the beginning of the thoughts about this. I've heard the songs, I love the songs, so I'm very excited for her and for New York, for Broadway, for getting to see this amazing play.
It's such an epic musical. I call it the Russian Les Mis.
Yeah, it is. It is, absolutely. Absolutely, yeah. We have to get out the Kleenex.
Oh, bring the Kleenex out. You're going to need... Were you a big fan of the film?
Oh, yes. I mean, that's part of our history, isn't it, that film? Somebody said Putin should see this. He should be here tonight instead of in you know where.
I've never been to a Broadway opening before, and it's pretty electric, you know. I feel great about it. It's a little intimidating in a way. There's so much electricity, and I actually have not been to anything like this, so can't wait.
Well, you're obviously here because of this lovely woman over here, right?
I love Daryl. Yes, I want him here. He and his lady are very close to me. I love them both.
Did you know the story very well? Were you a big fan of the film?
I don't know the story that well. The film was amazing, but I don't know if I could conduct a seminar on it. But I'm just
maybe
here.
after the production.
Sure, talk to me afterwards. I'll know every character.
What has brought you here tonight?
What has brought me here tonight is the fact that I love this movie desperately. And I feel so connected to it, and because a friend of mine is part of the company, and so I'm here tonight. Well, not in the show, but behind the stage. She was my company manager when I did Lombardi, which was my first venue back to Broadway, Barbara Crompton, and so I am here because of her.
This is such an epic show. It is huge and is so beautifully designed.
I know, that's what everybody says. Everybody says it's amazing.
Another opening, another show. I'm excited. I'm excited for our community. And I'm here to support the cast, and of course the producers, and of course Broadway. Yeah.
Were you a big fan of the movie?
Yes. Who wasn't? As a kid, I was almost Sharif. You know, I wanted to be almost Sharif when I grew up.
I think we all did, right?
That's
all we wanted to be Ben Vereen.
Now I'm Ben Vereen.
What did you love about this? I was talking to Judith Light about this. What is it about this story that is so compelling?
It's romantic. So romantic. You know, it's heart-wrenching. Yeah, so that's what I'm looking for.
How do you feel tonight?
I'm over the moon. I'm a little, I'm nervous and excited and exhausted. All of the things that you feel on opening night. You're supposed to feel your prettiest, but actually I'm like just spackling up and hope it's all okay. But
well, you look gorgeous. You have done such a beautiful job. Tell me what it's been like collaborating with Des on this and making the show move.
Des is he's a tremendous visionary, and he always leads the ship so strong. You know what you're trying to build, and so working with him is just, it's unbelievable. And he's right there. He's just like, he's a bit of a historian when it comes to Russian history, and so you learn so much, and you get so much information, and then you get to make pretty pictures and turn it into something. It's wonderful.
When you were working on it, what did you start on first? What are some of the scenes you made move first?
I started with the tavern scene and did a lot of history with like traditional Russian dance, and then sort of put my own take on it and put it contextually into the story. And then the other one that was really challenging was Somewhere My Love, because that is such an iconic song from the movie, and it was a new addition for us because it had never been a part of the show. So it was a new number, and it was like, how do you make that number sing and dance in context of our story, but give it something special and give it the lift that it deserves because it is such sort of an iconic song.
What has the whole experience been like for you with working on ZHIVAGO?
In a word, I don't have one word for it, but it's been constantly intriguing. I've never gotten bored with it. I've always seen new things to explore, and I've kept interested, and that's rare with me. I have, I would say, aesthetic ADHD. But for this one, I've always been focused on something about the material. I don't know what.
It's such an epic, dense novel. I mean, what were the biggest challenges for you?
To keep it clear, to not reduce a big story to something simple, but to keep a big story very clear.
You turn this incredible epic story into this beautiful epic musical. What has it been like? How do you feel tonight?
I feel relaxed and like, of course this is happening. Of course finally it's here. And of course it's in its perfect time. What do you think?
I'm feeling like I really want to enjoy it tonight. The critics have come, we're amongst friends, the cast just got their gypsy robe, the spirits are very high.
We're celebrating.
And it's a wonderful feeling.
What has the whole experience been like for the two of you working on this show?
Well, we tried to decide whether we were Compton and Green or Alan and Marilyn Bergman. And we decided
we think we're Alan and Marilyn.
It's been a long marathon. and it's terrific to cross the finish line. We've spent a great deal of time on this one, and it's very complicated. It's a challenging story to tell, and I couldn't be happier.
You told it so beautifully. Epic scale. I mean, what were the biggest challenges for you? Did they change along the way?
You know, I think the biggest single challenge was to get the love story in balance with the history and the epic nature of this story. And so I think that's what we focused on more, but we made a very good decision quite early on, and that was to keep at least one of the 5 central characters on stage at all times. And so that really brought an intimacy to the storytelling, and that's been our godsend.